بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وارزقنا علما تنفعنا به وأحسن ختامنا. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send prayers and salutation for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, household, and companions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with all of them. Ameen. As inshallah, we're going to resume our lessons. Bi'idnillahi ta'ala. We're going to start the Risala by the great Imam of this Ummah, Al-Imam Ahmad ibn Muhammad. Al-Imam Ahmad ibn Muhammad ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani, rahimahullahu ta'ala, the Imam of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. But before we go to that, we need to get a brief biography of the Imam, the Shaykh Muhammad, Al-Imam Ahmad, rahmatullahi alayhi. هو الإمام الفقيه المحدث الأصولي أبو عبد الله أحمد بن محمد بن حنبل الشيباني رحمه الله تعالى. He was born the year 164 after Hijrah, 164. نشأ في بيت علم وأدب. He was grew up in a house of knowledge and manners and good manners. وطاف البلاد لطلب العلم. He then traveled to the different lands to seek knowledge. He went to Hijaz وصنعاء. He went to Baghdad and Basra, Kufa. He seek knowledge with the ulamas. And وقد أثنى العلماء على هذا الإمام الجليل ثناء عظيما يليق بمناقب الشيخ رحمه الله. The ulama, they praised this Imam a lot of praise, which subhanallah that he deserves. Now, inshallah ta'ala, we're gonna try to take a brief of the Imam's biography as we are doing now. The Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani rahimahullah ta'ala, he was someone that he was, and his mother helped him in a lot of things, specifically in seeking knowledge and being an Imam of this Ummah. The same as Al-Imam Bukhari, Al-Imam Shafi'i, their mothers, we are the reason for them to be Imam, inshallah ta'ala, to be an Imam of this Ummah. So that is why when you're going to marry, you're going to choose a righteous wife, a wife that will be taking care of the deen of your children before their dunya. These are the mothers of the Imams. Al-Imam Ahmad will not be an Imam after the mercy, the will of Allah, other than his mother. His mother played a great role, as he said that his mother will wake him up very early to go to the masjid and listen the Quran, to memorize the Quran and Hadith. That is how all of the ulamas, their mothers, we are striving a lot so that they can be ai of this ummah, like Al-Imam Shafi'i. Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah is a student, or was a student of Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i, was a student of Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i. Al-Imam Ahmad used to love Al-Imam Shafi'i great, wallah. He used to mention Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i to the extent that his mother, his children, will ask him, who is this Imam Al-Shafi'i that you speak about always? He said, Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i kal-afiyati lil-badan wa-shamsi lil-dunya. That he is like a well-being in the body and the sun of the dunya. This is how he describes Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i. He is the great Imam that taught Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. وقد امتحن هذا الإمام رحمه الله. This Imam have been tested have been tried with the fitna where the Mu'tazila, they claim a fitna which is a fitna to khalq al-Quran. They claim that the Quran is a creation, not a kalam, not a statement of Allah. Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah was firm and steadfast upon the correct path till they flogged him, to the extent that some of the ulama, they said if an elephant was flogged by how they flogged Imam Ahmad, he will have fallen and die immediately. And he was fasting at that time. He was firm upon the correct path. Naam, he was firm upon the correct path. With all of that, when the people want to go out against the leader of that time, Al-Imam Ahmad prevented them from going out against the leader, even though he was suffering due to the evil of Ahl al-Bidah wal-Ahwa, as they have connection with the leaders at that time. They want to go against the leader and protest and demonstrate because the Imam was suffering. But the Imam, he prevented them from doing that. He prevented them from doing that. This shows that Imam Ahmad indeed is an Imam of this Ummah. That is why if they say Al-Imam, Imam Ahl Sunnah, they are referring to Al-Imam Ahmad. Al-Imam Ahmad is like an example of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu an, when he was firm and steadfast during the day of apostasy, that people committed apostasy after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As Allah protected the deen through by the hands of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu during that day, the ulama, they said that is like how Allah protected the deen by Al-Imam Ahmad during that time. When the people claimed that the Quran is creation, and he was firm and steadfast upon the haqq, that indeed the Quran is the words of Allah, neither a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but a revelation sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This Imam, he was indeed an example. He was Imam in fiqh, Imam in hadith, Imam in aqidah, Imam in different fan min al-funun of knowledge of the Sharia. Subhanallah. Allah blessed him and put barakah in his life and time. And you cannot speak about Islam today except that you speak about Al-Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi. He has a famous madhab al-Hanbali, which is the madhab that is more closer to the Sunnah, as most of the ulamas they mentioned. That the madhab al-Hanbali is the madhab that is more closer to the Sunnah. Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah wrote a lot of books. From the famous books that he wrote is Al-Musnad li Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala. Al-Musnad by Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. And another famous book is this one that we are reading now here, which is Usul As-Sunnah by Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala. The Imam was a Zahid, someone who the dunya came to him, but he turned away from it. The Zahid is the person, is not the person who doesn't have money. It's not the person who doesn't have power. The Zahid is the one who the dunya comes to him and he turned away from it. Who money comes to him, he turned away from it. I'm not saying that he should not live his life, a decent life. La, that's not what I'm saying. But he is moderate in everything that he does. Naam. He is moderate in everything that he does. Wallahi ladhi la ilaha ghayru. Whenever I see Sheikh Raslan on the mimbar speaking about the deen, it is as if I have seen Imam Ahmad, wallah. Naam. It is as if I have seen the companions in the relation to the zuhud of the Sheikh Muhammad Sayyid Raslan. May Allah preserve him upon khair. May Allah grant him husn al-khitam. Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah was an imam, an alim that gathered together knowledge and action at the same time. And he was firm upon the truth till that took him away when he passed away the year 241 after Hijrah. And after he passed away, a lot of people, thousands of people in Baghdad witnessed the funeral of the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala. May Allah have mercy on the Imam and all the ulamas of the Sunnah that have passed away. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them all. May Allah grant them the highest abode in Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them all. Ameen. قال الشيخ الإمام أبو المظفر عبد الملك ابن علي ابن محمد الحمداني. حدثنا الشيخ أبو عبد الله يحيى ابن أبي الحسن ابن البنا قال أخبرنا والدي أبو علي الحسن ابن أحمد ابن عبد الله بن البنا قال أخبرنا أبو الحسين علي بن محمد ابن عبد الله ابن بشران المعدل قال أنا عثمان بن أحمد ابن السماك أبو محمد الحسن ابن عبد الوهاب ابن أبي العنبري قراءة عليه من كتابه في شهر ربيع الأول من سنة 93 و200. أبو جعفر محمد ابن سليمان المنقاري رحمه الله ورحمه الله تعالى قال سمعت أبا عبد الله أحمد بن محمد بن حنبل الشيباني رحمه الله يقول أصول السنة عندنا التمسك بما كان عليه أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والاقتداء بهم وترك البدع وكل بدعة فهي ضلالة. طيب, this is the chain of narration of the book. Now, we're gonna read the sharh of Al-Imam Sheikh Ali Musa Hafidahullah Ta'ala, Sheikh Ali ibn Abdul Aziz Musa, one of the ulamas of Misr. He is from the fam ulama upon the Sunnah in Misr. Rahimahullahu Hafidahullah Ta'ala wa rahimahu amin. The Sheikh Hafidahullah, after the Basmala, because he said the reciter that was reading for him the book before he did share upon it, he said without giving the Basmala, the Sheikh, he said it is not possible for a book that is written in the deen of knowledge which doesn't begin with the Basmala. The Sheikh, he started with the Basmala, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Basmala, we've mentioned some reasons in our past classes why the ulama, they start with the Basmala in their books that they write. We've mentioned some of the reasons. As we said, that from the reasons that the ulama start with the Basmala in their writings, number one is to go in line with the Quran. As we know, all of the the surahs of the Quran, the chapters of the Quran, they've started with the Basmala. Secondly, to go in line with the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam al-fi'liyah. Number three, to go in line with the ulama, the Prophet that came before, the Prophet of Allah that came, like Sulaiman alayhi salam, when he used to write letters, he used to start with the Basmala. Then number four, to follow the ulamas, the known scholars of the Sunnah. Before Al-Imam Ahmad, they used to start their books with the Basmala. Then number five, to act upon the hadith that says any action that is done which the Basmala is not mentioned, that action is abtar. But as some of the scholars, they say that hadith is not authentic. The principle says, as we always mention, that any ibadah that the Prophet ﷺ did not start a specific dhikr with, it is not upon us to start that dhikr with it. And any ibadah that the Prophet ﷺ did not end a specific dhikr with, we should not end our worship with it. That is, for example, the Basmala is not a dhikr that the Prophet ﷺ start the khutbah with, the khutbah al-Jum'ah. Naam. So that means we should not start the khutbah al-Jum'ah with the Basmala. At the end of the prayer, the Prophet ﷺ will not recite Surah Al-Fatiha after Salam. That means we should not end Surah Al-Fatiha after that. So that means we should not do a dhikr in any ibadah in the beginning of it except there is a proof that the Prophet ﷺ started with it. And we should not end any ibadah with a specific dhikr except that there is a proof that the Prophet ﷺ ended an ibadah with it. The Shaykh Ali Musa Hafidahullah Ta'ala, Ibn Abdul Aziz Musa Hafidahullah, he said, this is the chain of narration of the book. Now, this is the chain of narration of the book, Usul As-Sunnah by Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala. The Sheikh, he said, indeed, Al-Imam Ibn Sirin said, Inna hadha al-isnadu inna hadha al-isnada dinun fanduru amman ta'khuduna dinakum. The Sheikh, he said, Al-Imam Ibn Sirin said, Inna hadha al-isnada din. This isnad, the chain of narrations, is from the deen. Fanduru amman ta'khuduna dinakum. You're going to watch who you're going to take your deen from. Naam. That is why Imam Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, Lawla al-isnad, laqala man sha'a ma sha'a. If it was not the chain of narration, everybody will say what he wants to say. That is Islam, the deen of Al-Islam. The Ummah to Muhammad is the only Ummah that Allah blessed with the chain of narration. That is why the deen of Islam is protected. You cannot find any other religion that have chain of narration as how the deen of Islam is. That is why Allah said, "Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidun wa inna lahu lahafidun." Allah said He sent the dhikr, then He is going to protect it. He is going to protect it. The dhikr is comprised of the Quran and the Sunnah, and Allah is going to protect it. So that is me. That means, yani the deen. If it was not, there was no isnad. Everybody will say what he wants to say. That is why the Shia, their deen is based on lies. They can create hadith. They can forge hadith. They can fabricate statement. The Shia, one of my asatidza, he said, the Shia, for them to forge and fabricate a hadith is more easy for them to create a Shia. It's more easy for them. Yani they can just sit and create a hadith, a new hadith. Wallah. That is why if you watch their books, Al-Kafi, Nu'man, Anwar al-Nu'maniya, these yani main books of the Shia, is filled up with fake and false and forged and fabricated things. Wallah. That is how the deen of the Shia, the Rafida is. That is why you cannot find them upon any serious thing. Always they are upon play. Always they are playing. Always. May Allah save us. The manhaj of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala bless the manhaj of Ahl Sunnah. They are the manhaj that are moderate between all of the manahi that ascribe themselves to Islam. Naam. So the Imam Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, "Lawla al-isnad, laqala man sha wa ma sha." If it was not the isnad, everybody will say what he wants to say. Naam. The Shaykh Hafidahullah said, "It is upon everyone to have a teacher." Look, this is the chain of narration. The students, they are narrating books from their teachers. When did the book was narrated to them? When it was taught to them by the ulama? When? What day? What time? What place? That means you, as a student, you should have a teacher. You should not just sit by and take books and read by yourself. That is why they said, "Man kana shaykhuhu kitabuhu, kana khata'uhu akthar min sawabihi." The person whose teacher is his books, then his mistakes will be too much than that which he says which are correct. If Jibril alayhi salam, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was his student, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the teacher of him was Jibril alayhi salam. What do you think about us? We need to have more teacher than him alayhi salatu wassalam. You need to have a teacher. You need to have a teacher. You sit under his feet and seek knowledge from. Naam. You need to try and make a lot of effort, because if you don't have a teacher, you're going to say a lot of wrong things thinking that what you are saying is correct. Naam. And you need to make a lot of efforts in seeking knowledge. Strive. Go to the ulamas. Find them. Find where they are. Naam. Do not just sit back and take books and read. That is why most of the people you see today shouting there and there on social media, most of them, they are people who, subhanallah, they don't have teachers. They don't have teachers to sit with. They just take books and read. They understand it the way they want to understand it, and that's the end. If knowledge is the only thing that Allah asks the Rasul to ask him to increase for him, which is for him, then what do you think about it? That shows that it is very, very important. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Allah did not order the Rasul to ask him for anything that he should increase except knowledge for him. So that means knowledge is very important. You go to the scholars, sit under the feet of the scholars. You are healthy, nothing is happening with you, you're young. This is the time to seek knowledge. But a lot of us today are wasting our times without seeking knowledge. Without seeking knowledge, you must make a lot of effort. Look, Abu Huraira, radiyallahu ta'ala an. He was someone that sacrificed his life, sacrificed his time, just that he attain and get knowledge from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So as a student, you need to go to seek knowledge and need to have a teacher, not just taking books, read this and this. That is why the Khawarij, they took Nawaqid al-Islam, they read it, and they tafsir it their own way. They started making takfir on people because they don't have teacher. Naam, they don't have teacher. May Allah save us from bad learning and bad understanding. Ameen. The Imam rahimahullah says, Usul As-Sunnati indana. Usul As-Sunnah. Usul As-Sunnati indana. Al-Asl لغة ما يبنى عليه غيره. When they say asl, the fundamental linguistically means it is something that is another thing is built on. That is why Allah says, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا كَلِمَةً طَيِّبَةً كَشَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ أَصْلُهَا ثَابِتٌ وَفَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. أصلها ثابت. This is the asl. وفرعها في السماء. يعني ما يتفرع. The asl is the usul. And that which يعني branch came from يعني come from it, which are the branches. This is the usul. For example, فكلمة التوحيد هي أصل الدين. The word of توحيد لا إله إلا الله is the word is the foundation of the deen. فالأصل ما يبنى عليه غيره. It is that which another thing is built on. وقول الإمام هنا, the statement of the Imam where he said Usul As-Sunnah. Usul, that is fundamentals, يعني the fundamentals. السنة هنا المراد بها الطريقة والمنهج والسبيل. قال الشيخ Ali Abdul Aziz Musa Hafidahullah. He said the sunnah in this statement of Imam Ahmad means what? At-tariqah, a path, a way. Al-manhaj, a methodology. As-sabil, a road, a path, a way. وإذا أطلقت السنة في كتب أصول والعقيدة يراد بها معناها في اللغة وهي الطريقة. ومنه قوله سبحانه سنة الله في الذين خلوا من قبل ولا تجد لسنة الله تبديلا. Now, when they speak about sunnah in the Quran, it's yani the meaning of it yani it means linguistically yani lughatan. For example, it means as Allah said, sunnat Allah. That is the method, the way of Allah. For those that came before, how they ended because of them disbelieving in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, uh, 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 Man sanna fil Islami sunnatan hasana. That whoever revived a sunnah in Islam, a good sunnah in Islam. Sunnah يعني طريقة وسبيل, a way, a path. فكلمة السنة إذا أطلقت في كتب الأصول في كتب الأصل أصول السنة والعقيدة المراد بها هنا معنى السنة لغة ومعنى السنة لغة يعني الطريقة. If they refer to sunnah in the books of Aqidah, they refer to it as a manhaj, a path, a way. أما السنة عند الفقهاء فالمراد بها ماذا؟ مرتبة يعني درجة دون الفرد. When they refer to sunnah to the fuqaha, they are saying a method, a methodology, a way that is lower than the obligations. أو أقل من الفرد. نعم. مثل نقول في أول وضوء سنة بالإجماع. Washing the hands before taking the wudu is a sunnah, يعني with a consensus. نعم. وأما السنة أما غسل اليدين مع المرفقين فهذا حكمه واجب وركن في الوضوء. How about washing the hands till the elbow? This is a wajib, is an obligation in the prayer. Naam, and is a pillar from the in taking wudu, and is a pillar of wudu. فالسنة عند الفقهاء مرتبة دون الفرد والسنة عند العلماء المصطلح. And the sunnah to the fuqaha, it is something that is below the level of fard. And to the people, the ulama of Mustalah al-Hadith, this is ما أضيف إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whatever is being attributed to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم من قول, from statement أو فعل action أو تقرير, or things that يعني he didn't do it but he approved of it, أو صفة or description. نعم. فإذا أطلقت السنة في العقيدة يعني if they refer to sunnah in the books of Aqidah, مثلا أهل السنة والجماعة يعني أهل الطريقة أهل الطريق والسبيل. They are referring to the people of the road and the path. قال رحمه الله أصول السنة عندنا يعني المراد عندنا من عند أهل السنة والجماعة. When Imam Ahmad says Usul As-Sunnah, Indana, the word Indana means to who? To the people of the Sunnah, Yani Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. The Shaykh Ali Musa, Hafidahullah, said, وَلِمَاذَا سُمُّوا بِأَهْلِ السُّنَّةِ. Why are they called as Ahl Sunnah? لِأَنَّهُمُ اتَّبَعُوا السُّنَّةَ وَسُمُّوا بِالْجَمَاعَةِ لِمَاذَا؟ لِأَمْرَيْنِ. They call them as the people of the Sunnah because they followed the Sunnah. And they call them as Al-Jama'ah because of two things. Number one, يعني الاجتماع على الحق وعلى السنة, because they are people who are united upon the truth and following the sunnah and the path. Naam. And they are called as al-jama'ah because they are people who are listening and obeying to their leaders without rebelling against them, without rebelling and going out against them. That is why they are referred to as again as al-jama'ah, as al-jama'ah. طيب, so inshallah we stop here بإذن and tomorrow we will continue from the first asl من أصول السنة by الإمام أحمد رحمه الله تعالى رحمة واسعة وغفر الله له ولنا جميعا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.